Welcome everyone. Today we are taking a closer look at a very special initiative by Calvary City Church Tawau, the new senior care home project. We are honored to be joined by a person leading this vision, Datuk Jimmy Pang. Datuk, it is a pleasure to have you here. Since you are the driving force behind this project, there is no one better to walk us through the details. So Datuk, could you start by telling us a bit more about this project?
Thank you, Larina. It's my pleasure to be here and to explain a little bit more about what we are going to do for the community.
Yes. So in looking at this architectural drawing of this building, the design is truly impressive. We understand that your son designed this building and drew the graphics. He's also the one behind the Garden City design, which has already garnered recognition and received an award. Can you share what was the inspiration behind this specific design?
Okay, basically, I think the inspiration came from, not from me, but from Pastor Tay himself. He played with the idea, or he actually shared with us the vision of, we have this piece of land in Perdana Square. And I always thought that, it would be an ideal location for a church. But then Pastor Tay felt that our church is already established in Taman Setia. So I think there's no further need to build another church there. Maybe we put to something that is for better use, as they say. We felt that because of the ideal location of the site itself, it is a place where I think people can see the glory of God in what we are doing. Because it is right spot in the middle of the Perdana Square area. That's fringed by McDonald's, by popular bookstore, by a lot of eateries and everything. So that is how it started. And also I think Pastor Tay was approached by some non-church member to say that they actually want to have a place where they would like the church to take care of them. And knowing the motto of our church, I think you all realize that the motto of our church is a church without walls for the nations. Basically, this means that it's time for us to step out, to be outward looking. And when we say outward looking, we mean to say that we are actually thinking of the community around us. That's the first step beyond ourselves. You see, like last time in the Bible, they said about preach the gospel from Jerusalem out to Judea to Samaria and the rest of the world. So that's what we should be looking. And our church has been established for, I think, quite a long time. And recently, we can see that because of our international school and other ministries, you will notice that we are now stepping up into the community to give to the community. Because as Jesus himself said, if we only tell people, be fruitful and be filled, but we don't feed the hungry, we don't take care of the homeless, then what are we for the community? We are actually not doing anything. That's inward lookingness. And many people from outside the church, you usually think, like for example, when we started this idea, the first question posed to me was, is this only for your church member?
That's right.
Yeah, isn't it? Why are you, indirectly they are saying that you're a little bit selfish in that way. Everything for yourself. I said, no, it's for the public. Cannot be. They couldn't believe it. I said, why not? So, why senior home care? I think there are three categories and three types of people. We have first the government calls it the socio-economic program, call it the T20. Then we have the M40, and then we have the B40. Okay, for the B40, usually not so much of a problem. The government is there to take care of them. But what about the M40? The T20, top 20, super rich. They know how to take care of themselves. They have. But the M40 and the T40 is something in common. Economically, they seem to be outwardly look very sufficient. But have you realized that most of the M40 and the T20 people do not have their children with them when they age. So in the end, they become very lonely people. And then they are displaced from society. Like for example, you ask an older generation people who are slightly older than me to go to a bank and draw money. It's impossible. They don't know how to do it anymore. You ask them to make payment beside cash using a wallet. They don't know how. So these are the people that there is a need for them to create a new community for them. And I think the senior home is it's a starting point. We don't have the ultimate solution because we don't know the ultimate future. But it is a start to something positive.
That's very good, Datuk. So as you said, our Calvary City Church Tawau's motto is Church Without Walls. So I think this is a
For the nations.
For the nations, yes. So it is indeed a very good initiative for the community. So as the name speaks for itself, senior care home. So are we looking at just the segment of just for the seniors in terms of this project? Is there an age that or any requirement for those who can use this facility, whether they have to be sick, or if they're not sick, they can still use these facilities, or how? Maybe perhaps Datuk, you can give a bit more about that.
Okay, sure. Have you realized that actually there are, just now I said the 3 types of category of economically income people, but there are also another 3 types of different grouping of people. They're the very young, that just came up working class. They don't think about the future very much. They are just starting into their career. And then we have the middle age group, your group. Also still continue in their career. Not much. Little bit of worry, I would say, not too much. You would disagree with me. But lesser worry. Then we have the older, retired people. Now, the problem with this retired group of people is that there will be, again, there are 2 groups. One is the slightly poorer ones. Okay, they can apply to go to an old folks home, the government welfare home. But what about the middle class? They have nowhere to go. And they have their own house, yes. But they have no children with them because most of the children for this higher middle income group of people, their children are either working in KK, working in KL, or maybe overseas, and they are alone. You ask them to move over there. I have had many instances of people who actually do this, and you realize that after a few weeks they will come back, if they can last maybe a few months, because that is not the way of life they used to. Tawau has a very unique way of life for the people of Tawau, and one of them is sitting in coffee shop like what I do. Go a number of times. But this is where you meet all your friends and you don't feel lonely and time passes very fast. But for a lot of things, when you are still mobile, it's okay. But what about is slowly through the age, you become less mobile. You would not, then you have to stay at home and they become lonely. And normally it will start with 2 persons left. But as the saying said, 2 shall one day become 1. Not that they join together because the other one goes. And that gets even lonelier. So if you see that even in Western society, the depression among older folks actually is increasing. But if they're in a community, that becomes different. They have their friends with them, time passes. And this is why in this home, we hope that we can be a starting point to be able to cater for this group of people. It's not rocket science that we are that clever, we don't think. I think this is already happening it's already happening in many societies where a lot of old home for the senior are starting. But they now no longer call it old folks home because the word old is a bit insulting to the older people. So we try to call it senior home.
It's great to know that, Datuk, you see this gap in the community, that we need this care home, especially for those who have aged. And like you said, Datuk, you have identified the needs in the society, knowing that many of the children are not around for those who have aged. So this is indeed a great initiative. So we are definitely looking forward to it. Perhaps, Datuk, you can also give us more about what's the unique feature of this building. Are there any specialized facilities that will be provided for the residents?
When you say specialized, nothing spectacular. Nothing spectacular in the sense that it will just be like what I explained earlier. We mold our facilities according to what we see the needs that is there. For example, basic living accommodation places. We have got rooms, 72 units for that matter. The building is designed over the total area of about 3,000 square meter. 3,000 square meter is almost about 30,000 square feet, which is pretty big. It will be a 6-floor building with a roof on the level 3 where it can have a direct access for the public to come out. I'll explain later why we need a direct access. And then we have got, more important, we have got a floor that is communal space. Communal space basically we make up of rooms for entertainment, rooms maybe for briefings, game rooms, maybe including dining spaces, including mahjong, including karaoke room. For information, I think a lot of old people like to sing. They may not sing well, but they like to sing. Okay, everybody wants to be a singer. And then the rooms are also designed with generous balcony spaces so that they can have actually more open area. And we do this because we want to promote tropical living area with spacious corridor that are well ventilated and interconnected. We have also on level 3 a rooftop garden. Because we see that in the old age, in order to find something useful to do, some people may like to indulge in, many people actually indulge in gardening. And not big time gardening, but gardening for herbs and other type of small plants, which actually they can actually plant and actually sell to some of the surrounding cafes or restaurants. For example, like you plant some mint or you plant some other special herbs that you can actually sell. So that will be a little bit like a hobby and time passing thing that I can go through.
I see. That's very interesting. So Datuk, you mentioned there's around 72 units of the rooms.
Yes.
So perhaps you can give us more idea how are the rooms configured. Is it a private room or is sharing rooms, or each room is only for one person kind of thing? Yeah. What will the residents be expecting?
Or it will be a private room. Initially, it will be, I think it will be twin bed. We haven't really figured out the configuration of what people may want. But it will be a room where there will either be 2 bed or master bed. That's not a problem for us. It will be something like a hotel. And then you have visitors, maybe there will be a visitor's bed because sometimes children, let's say they come visiting, they may want to stay overnight with the parents. But these are rooms not for those that need medically or need special assistance. These are like maybe people older or maybe people like me, where we can live there as a condo unit and rent it out. It's not like you say per se, for only those who are bedridden and all this, It's for people who are still very active. In fact, I forgot to say, we even have a car park because we anticipate that many people, in fact, nowadays I know many of my friends who are 80 years old, they're still driving.
Indeed. Yes.
Yes. maybe not that careful, but they're still driving. And we have a car park for them. So instead of, let's say, having a house, the concept is this, very simple. Let's say the rental for this, we haven't worked out, is covered, let's say, plus everything, all in, there could be a couple of $1,000 ringgit. But at the moment, these people have their own house. But it's a house, let's say, even a carer's house, at old age becomes actually a burden for many people. You don't realize. Who's going to cut the grass? Who's going to clean up for you? But in a condo itself, let's say about 700 or 600 square feet, it's so easy. Even floor cleaning nowadays, you can even use robotic, or the facilities that we provide can actually also incorporate what we call cleaning services for them. It's part of the service. So this will be a wholly integrated, holistic approach to easy living. That's why I say the targeted group are the middle income who has even got children. They may be retired, they may have no source of income, but they may have children overseas who are actually able to support them and would love to do it for them, for their parents. At the moment, let's say if you are a parent or a single parent who is alone here in Tawau and got two children overseas who are doing very good income, if they want to do something for the parents also, there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. So this will be an avenue for them to be able to really place their children, their parents in very good facilities, in places where good facilities where they can actually enjoy their remaining years of their life to the fullest.
Right. It's very good to know, so that we know this care home project is not just to cater for those bedridden or those with sickness, but also for active senior citizens, like what Datuk said.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
It's open to the entire community who just wanted this community to come in and enjoy the facilities together and have a network together. So
definitely.
So can we say for those who have special needs, say bedridden, or those who are sick, who need treatment, does this care home project also cater for them as well? Do we have probably doctors or nurses around for this group of people?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually. There is definitely. We have one floor. We target to have one floor where it will be for those who really need assistance and less mobile. So this, because whether you like it, somehow this group that we have will one day graduate to this other group, as we call it.
The active to the not so active.
It has to come one day. So they know that they're still living in the same building, just lesser. And what we intend to have will be actually, I forgot to say just now that for the whole building, on the ground floor, we have got about more than 10 shops commercial where we intend to put doctors, pharmacies, and a lot of co-related facility or businesses that are linked to what the home will need inside the building itself. So we definitely will have for the floor with the less mobile people, we definitely will have trained nurses. That will be our duty there to take care of this, because we foresee that definitely there will be a group of people, this type of group of people. But the home is actually for the whole group of aging people, not just one particular group of people who are sick. I think we need to emphasize we're not providing a nursing home.
Understand.
It's not nursing home. But we also accept the fact that one day this lesser older group will one day become an older group. It's a process that everyone has to go through. Actually, talking about this today, just now during lunch, I met up with an old man. Old man, I call him, because he told me he's 85 years old. He's having lunch in Secret Recipe. And he said, well, I'm still walking around. See, these are the group that they're still very mobile and very active, even at 85.
It's very good to know, Datuk. Then, does this facility offers flexibility in terms of whether we can check in and check out anytime we want, or is the monthly rental kind of thing, or is a daily stay? Yeah.
Oh yes, what we are targeting is actually the long-term people who wants to stay long-term. Okay, I think before that, I hope we don't misunderstand that we are calling this project not a business project. It's what we call a social enterprise. Now, social enterprise in basically means it will be run as a business, but the profit is not for. Profit will be plowed back into that particular home and the particular business. So it's a social enterprise with profit, but profit for the purpose of that service. That's all. At the moment, this type of facilities in many cities in the world, especially Singapore, is becoming very, very prevalent among the local population because, let's face it, Southeast Asian country, we have an aging population. We have a very fast aging population because of the fact that now, because of new medical breakthroughs and facilities, people are living longer lives. I'm sure you understand that people are living longer lives. So, longer life means they need to have places to stay longer.
I understand.
So, for the daily intake, we foresee that there may be some. But daily one, usually, we haven't really figured out yet how we are going to accept the daily ones. Because at the moment, I think even in Tawau, there's only one or two center that actually are doing taking intake of daily people. But in KK, it's very prevalent. From what we heard from some of the friends who operates this, who has actually contribute and chip in to help us set this up, they're saying that usually they have them checking in the morning, in the evening they go back. But what happened? We are targeting not this. This at least even if the home is not there, they've still got one or two children with them, they can send them. But those who do not have, that will be a problem that we want to fill in the gap for this type of people.
So, meaning this facility is also open to those who want to use the facilities, right? Because I hear from Datuk, we have the, what do we have? We have got the karaoke room, we have the rooftop garden, games room. Mm-hmm. So say if those who wanted to just check in to use the facilities, is it open to them? Or they do have to check in and stay there?
I think there's a possibility of it being available.
Right.
Because I see that initially they may start as that. Some of them may just want to test out.
Use the facilities.
Taste the water first, as I say.
Or maybe spend time with the group of people, the group of friends there.
I think there are many reasons, yes. They spend time, or another group of people that may come, let's say, is they've got one or two sons or children or daughters staying with them, but they want to go for a holiday. They may check in their parents for a 2-week stay or something like that. I think I see that as now that you have brought it up, I think that could be a possibility there.
Oh, that's good to know. If we know that there's this kind of different flexibility offered to this group of this segment of people, you see. What would you think is the most unique feature of this building or this facility?
I'm not too sure how you want to call it special, unique, but I think the principle of what we are doing has to be fully understood is that we are a church, like say, without walls for the nations. We want to be a church that makes a difference in society. So the unique thing would be that we look outwards to our society, we look out to our community and see what are the needs that they need, and we need to evolve because aging population from different age group or different generations, I believe we will keep changing. It will keep changing. And, as Christian, we believe in eternal life, right? Okay, that means that everything we do, we need to think long term. I'm not looking at this age group in 5 years' time, 6 years' time. We are talking about 30 years' time, 40 years' time. What this building will be, because it's a permanent building that we are building. And we need to be far-sighted. And we need to look at the optics of how far this is going to go. It's just like building a church. It's the same thing. We have seen churches in Europe that are 100 years old, 200 years old. Some of them from a church turns into something else. So we also need to look into this to see that this building or this center that we are doing will evolve with the time to fulfill the needs of the community around us.
It's good to know, Datuk. Okay, we do know that safety is paramount in a care home. Yeah. What are the safety measures or the technology features that have been integrated throughout the property?
Interesting that you should bring this out. You've done some homework, I see. Okay, I think the basic, our Ministry of Health has a lot of guidelines relating to this. For example, like grip bars in the bathrooms, panic button call for emergencies, floorings that are not so slippery for older people. For older people, prevention of falling is very important.
Yes.
Because as we age, the bones gets more fragile. So all these are taken into consideration, and also all our doors will be fitted like a government requirement for hospital. All doors will actually be accessible by wheelchair. So this is, and of course we also have sprinkler system to prevent fire and all those things that we will incorporate in to make sure that all these safeties are adhered to and followed. The safety conditions are followed.
So after hearing Datuk's sharing today, we are very excited about this project. As we wrap up, Datuk, can you tell us when can we expect the official launch of this project?
Okay, the stage, maybe before we actually announce the official launch, we have just got the approval for the development plan. So we are in the process of submitting the building plan, finalizing the details of what to incorporate into the building. We have got some consultants who are helping us to make sure we fulfill all the safety requirements, which is very important for this. You must understand that this is very important because the older folks, we need to be more strict on the safety requirements of what we are doing. Okay, so hopefully, if everything goes well, we should be able to actually target our launching of this project around either the end of this year or maybe beginning of next year. Okay.
That's good to know, Datuk.
Yes.
Then perhaps you can also tell us how much does this project cost, and what do you intend to do to raise funds to fund this project?
So far, rough estimate we have is that it should cost around 20 million ringgit. Now, this will not be paid solely from the church, even though it is an initiative by our church. But we want to make this as a project for the community and by the community. So we intend to invite the community to take part in this project and make it like our very own for the people of Tawau. So firstly for the corporate, and then for the ordinary folks, and for everybody is willing to chip in. If you notice that through the history of Southeast Asia medical services in the old days. A lot of the local people actually contributed to the starting of many hospitals in Southeast Asia, from Singapore to Malaysia to Indonesia and Philippines and other places. We have local entrepreneurs who actually started to give sacrificially to start local medical facilities. And we want to restart this time. I think this is something that is actually very good for the community, to make it part of the community. That we hope and that we should get to everyone to be involved to raise up funds for this. And this is what we hope to do. And we hope that we can succeed in this area, not only in terms of finances, but I think in terms of the contribution from the society and making it our very own for the people of Tawau.
Datuk, thank you so much for sharing your vision and the story behind this care home project with us today. It has been truly insightful to see your commitment in shaping such a meaningful space for our community. And we look forward to seeing the official launch. Thank you, Datuk.
Thank you.